how do you treat this intensive course, or some advice that I will give you, how you adjust your own expectation, how you adjust your own approach to this intensive course. Okay, so these are some of the tips that I will give you. One is you need to maintain an attitude that we call empty glass. Everyone understand that? Empty glass. Whatever you have learned before, I want you to throw it away and then restart. Okay? Why we say that? It's because if you come with a lot of preconception, if you come with, oh, Trikonasana must be done this way, if you bring that preconception, you will not hear other things that we want to share with you. So you need to actually throw it away and then restart. Then you can catch some of the minor details or some of the more subtle things that we want to share with you. This is the same if what we share with you to you is new, especially those who have not done Iyengar before. Maybe this is totally new to you. So that's okay. But even when this is something that you have heard before, I want you to also have this empty glass attitude. It's because the deeper that you go in, you will realize the same thing that we say to you, the same instruction that we give you. When your body starts to mature, your awareness will penetrate even deeper, and the body sensation will start to evolve. And that is something that sometimes we cannot teach you. It's something that you have to experience. So it's like, how do I give you an example? When we have arms raising up, most of us, we feel the energy is going up. Yes, correct? But there is also an energy going down, but you don't feel it. For many people who don't have that sensation to feel it. But for every direction of the force, there must be another direction of the force that actually counter that. This is one of the law of physics. Okay, but in terms of how we feel, many people don't feel that. Okay, so you need to be able to feel. We already given you the instruction. Those who attend my class, I always tell you, stretching must come in two directions. If one direction, the stretching is never complete. Yeah. So even we give you this, you will start to feel the more subtle thing that actually changing in your body. That is why we want you to throw away everything and restart. Then when you have this empty glass attitude, you might pick up something that is you may not be able to pick up in normal class. It's not that the teacher is not teaching you. Maybe the teacher already told you like 2 million times, but because especially those who rush for classes, you rush here, you go there, and then you come out, we miss a lot of things. Even the teacher wanted to share with you, you might have missed it already. That is why some of you who attend my classes, sometimes I become impatient because I told you 2 million times. Why are you still like this? It's not that the teacher has not told you or we have not shared with you. Sometimes you just didn't register in your body. Okay, so now this is the time that restart this again and then see if you can pick up some of the things that you might have missed, or some of the things that not necessarily you have missed, but you don't feel as strongly in your body. Especially this round, we are teaching according to syllabus, a particular syllabus, the level 1 syllabus, which is relatively simple. Simple does not equal easy. Okay, relatively simple. Especially when we do simple tasks, simple action, those of you who have been practicing for many years, I want you to try to go beyond just physical. It's not just the physical layer of your body that's working. You can go into your organic level, you go into your physiological level, even we call the pranic level. So you go into that. Some of the intermediate students, we sometimes also teach using energy to extend, not using your muscle. Okay, so this is what we mean. You are going much deeper into your body. Some people, when they do some of the poses, they are like biting their mouth, like they are tahan. But this is not yoga. Yoga is, what is yoga? What does the Yoga Sutra tell us about asana? How is asana being defined? Is asana defined in biting your mouth and then whole body tense? Is that how yoga asana is being defined? It's being defined in two words: sthira, sukha. Sthira means stable. Sukha, for a lack of better translation, we usually call it comfortable. It's not exactly comfortable, it's probably more with ease rather than comfortable. Comfortable is different. You're lying into your couch like this, you feel comfortable, but that is not yoga. Okay? So if you're biting, you are like whole body is tense, you're not doing the pose. You're probably doing only on a physical level. Okay? You're activating your muscle, you're activating everything, but you're not going in your body. That's why we need to start going deeper into your body. It's not just about the muscle. Yes, muscle is important. If you don't activate your muscle, those who are flexible, you will start to injure yourself. You still need that. But once you got that, beyond that, you need how we go into a asana as defined by Yoga Sutra. You need to start going deeper. When you go deeper, you will find relative ease in your body and you'll find your pose become stable. Okay? So this comes from going deeper into your body, not just doing it for the sake of doing it. And that's what I want you to aim for. That's what I want you to try. Even when doing Tadasana, don't just like a military. Okay? I tell you, military can do a better shake than you. But they're not doing yoga. Okay? Yoga is not military. So that's a bit different. Another thing I want you to bear in mind is also our teaching. We have a syllabus. We have already planned. Teacher Tracy also very kindly come early so we can discuss what we want to teach. Okay, but don't just rely on that, because we are not you. We are not your body. Part of our teaching should come from you, because this is the course for you. You will face different challenges. You will face different body types. You will face different limitations of your body. If we just teach according to this is senang for us. Because we have already planned what we want to teach. We have got like 20 poses. We'll just teach the poses and that's it. But it should not be like that. Part of it should come from you. So you also need to take a proactive role in giving feedback, in giving what is it like in your body, especially those who have injury or whatever. We are also learning. We are not masters like all this like guru everything. We are still on the path of going there, but we don't know everything. Part of it is also we are also learning from you. Okay, but we may have a bit more experience than you in dealing with certain issues, but we are not your body. So part of the teaching, the content should come from you. So don't just rely on us doing one pose like this. Yes, that's easy for us. That's senang. We already finished our sequence. So that's senang. We just go through, but make our life difficult. How do you say? I want to make a spark in your heart. Is that if you are a beginner, you don't even know what question to ask. If let's say we are doing Paschimottanasana, or we do forward standing forward bend, okay? You don't even know what to ask. You just think this is your limitation. I just cannot go down, or even if I can go down, very flexible. Oh, this is what it is. You don't even know what question to ask. Correct? We all have been there. But once you go deeper into your body, once you have more sharper awareness of what your body is doing, you will start to have questions. Okay? It can be very simple question. The question could be, when I'm doing this, I start to feel cramping here, or I start to feel this is different, the knee is different, the feet are different. Why? Okay? So this is what we mean, some of the content will come from you. When you feel that it's actually some different, doesn't mean right, different doesn't mean wrong. It could be just your body is doing this because your body has limitation, or your body is just different. Okay? It may not be wrong, and it may not be the right way or wrong way. No absolute. Okay? But before you get there, you need to know what questions to ask. When you find our learning is like this. In the beginning, no question. Teachers say one step forward, you one step forward. You don't know. Okay? So this is when we are blank, which is a good thing. Then you will start to have very I would say simple preliminary questions. Then you say, okay, the foot is like this or like this. So very simple questions you will start to have a little bit more question. Then you will find that you will plateau. You don't have any more question because you think you already know. Okay, this is when you are not penetrating into your body yet. Then after a while, when you start to penetrate in the body, going into deeper level, you will start to have a lot of questions because now you know what's happening in your body. Now you will have a lot of questions. Am I right? Am I wrong? When I raise my arm, I feel discomfort here. Is it correct? Is it not right? Is it wrong? Okay. When I do arm balancing, my wrist starts to feel pain, and you will start to have a lot of questions. Then you will find these things start to solve itself. And sometimes with or without the guidance of the teacher, because we all inherently, we all have wisdom in us. Everyone has this. Your body will start to find a way, and you will understand your body better. But sometimes we need guidance. Sometimes there are certain things that we have never experienced before. Then you will ask a teacher, then we start to overcome certain problems, etc. This is the part that you will go like this for a long time. Okay? Then after that, you will feel that you have no more questions, you understood everything. This is the most dangerous part. Because now you know a lot, but you still don't know everything. But you think you know everything already. This is the most dangerous part. This is where a lot of yoga teachers, they don't improve themselves anymore. A lot of yoga teachers, when they arrive here, they don't improve themselves anymore. And this is what we see. Many of the teachers, they are like that. But for this is actually probably not for you now, but for us, we also want to go deeper. And when we go deeper, then this is the part that you have to know a lot of the theory. Then we call theory, that means there is a lot of physiological background into some of these things. So it's like pranayama, meditation, some of these things we have to explore. And then we will start to have more questions. So asking question is a sign of improvement. So don't think when you have no question, it's a sign of stagnation. That means you will stop. When you have no more questions, you stop. When you start to have questions, you are growing. Understand? So this course is also hopefully, we may not be able to answer all the questions, but we will share what we know. But you need to have questions. Okay? Don't ask questions for the sake of asking questions, but ask questions when you really have doubt or confusion. The further that we progress in our teaching, the more that you will realize there is no one size fits all. A body that is very flexible, you may do this way. And body who are very stiff, you may do a different way. Yes? Like downward facing dog. When we do downward facing dog, if you are a normal person, you don't have hyper knee, you roll your upper arm out. Yes? When you're hyper knee, when you're pushing here, you roll your upper arm, you are damaging yourself. This is why a lot of the flexible people, they are not aware. So when they actually damage themselves, then they start to question whether yoga is good for them. So that's why there are adjustments. We call adjustments. So if you're hyper elbow, when you're doing a downward facing dog, you don't turn all the way. You don't do external rotation fully. Yeah. So no one size fits all. Certain techniques may be suitable for certain body. Certain techniques may not be suitable for certain body. And also there are certain techniques will create a different kind of sensation, and that brings about a different kind of benefit. Let's say you do your Trikonasana. When your foot is directly to the side, this is what we call lateral extension. Our hip joint has got 6 directions. One is going up, one is going back. Yes, one is opening this way, one is opening this way. There are 4 directions already. One is external rotation and then internal rotation, 6 directions. So when you're Trikonasana, you're opening like this. This is lateral extension. You are opening sideways. When we turn the foot out, this is rotation. So which one is correct? Which one is wrong? There is one conventional way, or we call the traditional, or we call the classical pose. That means there's one way, that is what we deem classical. That means the most practiced way, which is lateral extension without turning. But when you turn, is it wrong? I'm just doing external rotation. It's not necessarily wrong, but it's not a classical pose. That's all. You understand what I mean? So no one size fits all. And there are many ways, there are many possibilities. There are some absolute, yes. We always say there's no absolute, just so that we just don't get caged in our own thinking. We always say there's no absolute. There are certain absolute which is definitely wrong. So for example, when you're standing, you're pushing your knee, that is an absolute wrong, because you will only injure yourself. You only have hyper knee, and then you're going to hurt yourself even more. There is some absolute that is wrong, but beyond that, there's no absolute. There are many ways to explore our body. There may be one classical pose or the one classical way of doing particular pose, but that is just one out of many. Because the classical means this is traditionally most people practice this way. So we call them, this is a classical pose. Even classical pose change over time. Yeah, like our Guruji. Our Guruji's guru is called Krishnamacharya. taught Trikonasana very short distance. Okay, you know which one? Yes, that was the classical. The classical was this, very short distance, Trikonasana. Okay, then Guruji, in his peak, I think it was in his 60s, he taught wider. Okay, now in his 80s, he taught even wider. So the classical pose also evolved. So there's no absolute. But for us, we learn the classical pose also, but we also learn the non-classical pose. So you understand what happens in your body, why we do things in a different way. So this is what I want to bring to you. Don't just blindly follow our instructions. Feel it in your body, why we give this instruction, and how does it feel in your body, and maybe you might have question. When you have question, you are growing. If you have no question, you are staying put. Last but not least, I want to talk a little bit about note taking. Note taking is a good thing. Firstly, I want to say note taking is a good thing because we are not superhuman. So we often forget things. So if you want to take notes, that's a good thing. But I have a request. The request is when we are practicing, if we are doing theory part like this, okay, you can take notes. Because in the theory part, mostly we are just exercising the mind. Okay, so that's okay. But when we are practicing, I don't want you to take notes. It's because what we are teaching. Actually, if you want to know what we are teaching, etc., there are so many material in the world. Now the internet is so advanced now. You can almost find anything on the internet. You can find almost everything. Okay, even like AI now is even much more. So I think in about maybe 5 years time, you can have an AI program that say, Guruji BKS Iyengar, can you teach me a sequence about back bend? And then you can even see Guruji's picture, and then we're telling you how to do all these things. Because the knowledge is out there. The knowledge is in the internet. It's out there every day. Everything is out there. This is the hard paper copy type knowledge. But yoga is not about that. What I want you is to understand the instruction, not focus on the knowledge per se, but focusing on how that instruction coming into your body. If you are busy note taking, you have no time and no focus, no awareness how this bring into your body. You will, I can guarantee you, if you take notes, we have been there. I'm guilty of that also. When we go out, I can tell you, when we go outside and practice, it costs us a lot of money. I just give you an example. When I go to Europe, when we go for a intensive course, maybe usually about 5 to 7 days, and the course fees usually around 1,000 to 1,500 euros, and I have to buy a plane ticket. I have to have accommodation there. Accommodation there, simple accommodation, roughly about 100 euros per night. And then you have to go there at least 1 day before so you can readjust time clock. And then when you leave, you don't leave immediately because usually no flight. You need the next day, so you have another night. This is the fastest. And all in all, when we go out and practice, it takes us like 20,000 ringgit easily. And that's still not like you go and shopping. Okay, so for us, when we have opportunity to learn like that, what do? Note taking. Note taking. Because you want to get the most out of it. Okay, we have been there. I've been there. We all do that. But a lot of the times, we miss what the teacher wanted us to learn beyond words. Beyond that. So how that brings into your body is probably more important than what you write down. But I'm not saying that you don't take notes. What I'm saying is, in the class, when we're doing poses, when we're doing practice, focus more about what the instructions bring into your body and how your body feels. You focus more about those things, and then after the class, you can use your memory and write down what you learned. And that will be more beneficial, because when you take notes after the class, you can jot down how you feel. You can jot down, hey, today teacher taught a bit different from what I used to, and this bring about this for me. Then it's even more valuable than you are just dictating what the instructions are. You understand? So this is the final thing that I want to share with you, which is about note taking.